Hey everyone, it's Denise Brown from caringourway.com and welcome to a soul break. We take a 20-minute break once a month to give our soul a break from what wears us out. Today, we're going to take a soul break from hosting. You might think, hosting, well, I don't do that anymore. I don't host family get-togethers because of my caregiving responsibilities. And in truth, we host a lot of things without realizing it. We host family meetings. We host a conversation. We host healthcare providers who come to our home or our caree's home to provide care. We host simple get-togethers. We host for our caree, even if it's just you and your caree, you still do some hosting. And I can see why we are tired of hosting because it's actually something we do a lot without realizing how much hosting we're doing. We think about hosting a big family get together. And again, if you stopped and thought about your day, I think you would realize there's hosting going on every day. Oh, and why we need a break from it? Because hosting is another way we give care. When you are hosting, you are taking care. All right, so what we do during a soul break is we look at 3 different questions, and I have an image for each question. So here we go. Let's take a break from hosting. And my first question to you that I hope feels like a break from hosting is, how can you be a guest? Even if it's you taking the lead, for instance, with a family meeting, you're the host, and I'm using air quotes, you're the host. But there's also opportunities during that meeting when you can be the guest. Perhaps you assign someone to track time or to schedule the meeting or to use their own Zoom account for the meeting, whatever it is. So I suppose you can be a guest if you can figure out something to delegate. Doesn't have to be big, just has to be something that you don't do that someone else does for you. And I also think we can think about, how can you be a guest during your day? I love this image. It's so colorful. And clearly our hostess is pouring us a delicious glass of iced tea and then will hand it to us. And then she also made some decadent sweets that you could see with the blue frosting, like, wow. And she purchased flowers for the table setting. You could think about doing that for yourself. Or even though you're setting the table, you are your own guest, where you receive something delicious to eat and some kind of treat to snack on. Maybe it's not something you do every day, but it's something you do once in a while. You think, okay, today I'm a guest. And then during your day, every day, you could think about, how am I a guest as I enter this room? Rather than telling everybody what to do, perhaps it's sitting for a moment and checking in and chit-chatting like you're a guest. So the first question that I hope gives us a break from hosting is, how can you be a guest? A guest at an event, a guest during your day, a guest with a regular ritual. Okay, here's my next question for you that I hope gives you a break from hosting. How can you be of service to yourself? We are often in service of others. What can you do so you're in service of yourself? It could be setting boundaries. It could be deciding your store hours. You may have heard me talk about this before. We feel like we have to be open to everybody all the time. We don't. We could say, I don't take phone calls after 8 p.m. If you want an update about mom, send me a text before then. You also can say, I don't respond to texts, it's only email. Your store hours are, when are you open? You don't have to be open all the time. You can open up at a certain point in the morning. You can close for a break, for lunch, and at the end of your day. You can be in service of yourself by listening to what you want and need and deciding, I'm going to figure this out. I coach a family caregiver who has been very intentional about what she wants. And she wants a physical therapist who could help her husband sit. He's bedbound. She is concerned about what that does, not only to his body, but to his spirit. And so she has really searched high and low for the right physical therapist. And she finally found him. And she is happy. She was in service of herself for peace of mind. Because what she would always think and say out loud to me is, am I doing enough for my husband? And the one piece that she felt was enough was to get a physical therapist who could really help her. And service of ourselves can mean what gives me peace of mind, what helps me with a worry, what ensures I have a few moments of relaxation every day. That's how we can be of service to ourselves. We can be of service to ourselves by thinking about what we decline and what we accept. I can't do that. I can do this. I love this image because of the options of drinks. They all look like they taste different, and they all look like they taste delicious. We can be of service to ourselves and for ourselves with options. And we can create colorful options for ourselves. When we host, we are in service of others. To get a break from that, let's think about how can we be of service to ourselves every day, every week, every month. Okay, here's my third question that I hope gives you a break from the pressure of hosting. How can I enjoy this moment? Now that looks so enjoyable, doesn't it? Look at the color of the water, like, wow, powerful. You can feel the motion of the swing, just that. Whoa, that's so relaxing. It's beautiful. There's nature, there's sun. We can enjoy that moment. And wherever we are, we can think, what can I do to enjoy this moment? And when we do that, we are taking care of ourselves. I know I've talked about enduring before, where it seems like we endure so much during caregiving, like there is no other choice other to endure this. And I have really thought through, what are the other choices? We are not going to enjoy every moment. We are not going to enjoy every day. However, perhaps we can once in a while remind ourselves that we're in a moment that deserves our enjoyment, and we're going to enjoy ourselves. We're going to put guilt and worry in the back. They are not front and center. For instance, in this swing, I don't see anything that looks like guilt or worry in front of me. We want to keep them in the back, put them in the closet for a few moments. When we want to take a break from hosting, we can instead think, how can I enjoy this moment? We include belief statements in our soul breaks. It's just helpful to connect to priorities and values that then create belief statements that are almost like mantras. I believe I deserve to be a guest. I believe others can host. I believe I am going to be okay if I'm not always the host. I believe I can enjoy myself if I'm the guest and let others host. And if we want to get a little more specific, we can use a couple words from our belief wheel. For instance, holidays. I believe I'll be okay over a holiday if I'm not hosting. I believe I will be okay if I allow another to host so I can be a guest. I believe I have the courage to be a guest at the right moments and at the right time. I believe my family members all can take turns being a host and being a guest, so that I have my own turn at being a host and being a guest. And here's my last image for you. And my last question, which is, how do I give and receive during an event? I love this image because there's sparkles in the background and it kind of feels like maybe there's a change in the day, maybe sunrise or sunset. And I always feel like those are kind of magical moments during the day. Power of nature. And I like that this gift is yarn, which another can create from. I also like the idea that we receive yarn from which we can create. In essence, to me, this looks like giving and receiving. And there's two hearts. And you can decide whether the giving or the receiving heart is bigger. And maybe it just depends. It just depends. When another wants to give to you, receive. And during an event, you can consider beforehand how you'll give and receive during that event. You don't have to be the only giver. You can receive too. Okay, that's our soul break. We took a soul break from hosting. We take a soul break on the third Thursday of every month. You can join me live if you'd like and share insights and what resonates with you as we go through this. And you can register to join me through our community, which is caringourway.com. And when you join our community, you also receive notification when the archives are available. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then you'll get notifications when I add a new video. Okay, thank you so much for all you do. Thank you for hosting, and thank you for being a guest with me today. You were a fabulous guest for our soul break. Bye-bye.